today's Photobug podcast, we have a special guest with us coming all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, another great photographer. We got Bryce Way. Hi, Bruce.
How we doing, guys?
I'm doing great.
Good to be here.
And first off, why don't we get us started? Why don't you get a little bit about yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself and your photography.
Sure. Yeah, so I've been doing, photography and filmmaking since I was 10. That was kind of like what I wanted to get into. Running around my yard with the camera, filmmaking. I kind of did that through middle school and high school, then graduated and kind of got into this full time. A lot of the stuff I like to shoot is landscape, automotive, and lifestyle content. So I work with a lot of brands and try to tell their story through, bringing their product along on trips or shooting a vehicle for a company like Toyota or, Mercedes, stuff like that. Again, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I travel a lot for work, so I'm here not too often, but when I'm here, it's nice to be able to relax and edit and catch up and be able to pitch out stuff. But yeah, it's been great. I love what I do. And yeah, photography and filmmaking kind of I do both hand in hand, about 50-50.
And I do too. In fact, I really started out, I was about 8 to 10 years old also when I began, back in the days of film.
Yeah. It was film
shooting
back then,
8mm, then Super 8. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about what you enjoy photography. I mean, you into landscaping, wildlife, or just all the above?
Yeah, so landscape is definitely my favorite. I love to, again, travel. So pairing that, I kind of just found myself doing a lot of landscape because I'm always out and about. But my main thing is when I'm shooting landscape, I really like to include a subject in this to have the eye focus on something. So whether that's like a person, product, or car, I really like to add that to the scene to just create a story and tell that. You can kind of get lost in like massive wide shots. So I really like to have like a person, whether it's super far in the distance or close up. I like to really add that, which I think it helps just tell, a better story.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And you've got a book that you contributed to coming up here next month in November.
Yes, coming out in November. A company called Trope, they're a gallery. Every year they release a book, which is made, it's by a major city. So, they do a couple cities throughout all their work: Paris, London, New York. This year it's LA. So they approached me last April and have approached a numerous amount of photographers out there to include a lot of their landscape work, street photography work in the book. So it's been an awesome experience. I'm excited to see it. I know a lot of the guys in the book, so it's cool to bring everyone's work together and have this physical piece to see everyone's photos.
Is this your first publication?
This would probably, in a photo book, this would be my first. Yeah.
But you have other publication or books that you...
There's some like magazines in the past that I've done stuff for, but this would be like the first photo book that I'm in. Okay,
and I should mention that this book will be available November 2024, Amazon, all the major booksellers.
You could find it probably anywhere, but mainly if you go to their site right now, you can pre-order it, and then it's available and we'll ship to you.
Yeah, and I should probably mention we've interviewed a number of photographers in Trope, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put their link to their website down here, so they can check out your book as well as the other publications that are out there. And what are you going to be doing going forward? I know you said you travel a lot.
I know. So the next major project I have is in Namibia, Africa. So there's a couple camps and safaris we're working with. So I'm flying out there in December, and we're kind of redoing a bunch of marketing material, photography, videography. We're road tripping the whole country, hitting a lot of this very scenic and iconic spots with a group of 5 of us. So that'll be a super crazy, awesome experience. I'm excited to see all the wildlife there, capture that. We're going to be in some awesome remote locations. It's going to be really fun.
And then maybe it's been on my bucket list of places. I haven't been there, but I've seen some amazing pictures.
I know, it's amazing. There's a spot called the Skeleton Coast that I'm really excited for because it's the water, the ocean meeting sand dunes, which is really, really neat. A lot of the tones I shoot and edit in is like warmer, so oranges and blues. And this country is just filled with that, so I'm excited.
Wow. that going to be in another book coming forward?
Oh my gosh, yeah, right. We're working the next one.
Hey, Trope, are you listening?
I know, right? Let's do some Africa.
Namibia.
Yeah.
Well, they have done books on travel books.
They have some other ones. Yeah.
So,
yep. It'd be cool to do Namibia.
So maybe that's coming up here next year.
I know, it could be. We could talk about it.
Yeah, we're gonna have you back.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up?
So I recently went to Iceland in September. We were that was my bucket list, my number one spot. So it's cool we got to do this. But we road tripped the whole country, and we worked with Toyota and another company called Milanote. Mm-hmm. They are a pre-production project planning company that we kind of used to make this whole film. It's about creators wanting to share their work, sharing their art, like why we do it and what keeps us motivated. So we're in the editing process right now, the post-production, but that was a month project out in Iceland, road tripping that whole country, going to crazy locations there.
When were you there?
5 of us. That was September.
I mean, what dates?
It was, let's see, I think it was September 1st to like the 26th.
Guess what? I was also there.
No way.
I was. We may have passed each other at some point.
We might have.
We flew in on the 30th and landed on basically started ours as September 1st. We were there until the 17th.
Oh, cool. Okay.
In fact, the night we came in was with my brother and sister. And
nice.
The volcano was still erupting.
Was it still erupting? By the time... At the end, it was died down.
Yes. Well, midnight, we got to the airport, got the rental car, drove down there, walked across in the dark, and photographed the volcano.
You got the shot? We got no way.
Yep.
Did you mainly stay in the Reykjavik area?
We did a complete ring road. I used to do. I've done workshops for about 12 years now in Iceland, so I pretty much knew.
Very familiar.
My brother and sister had never been there, so this was kind of a family trip that I took them. So we did the whole ring road, and as well as of course the circle there around Reykjavik for the waterfalls, the Thingvellir National Park.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's so beautiful. Like every 10 minutes you see a waterfall. That's just it's crazy, man.
So many they don't even name them. Well, did you get?
I know they don't. Yeah.
Did you get the Northern Lights?
Oh, we did. So that was a main subject of this film, of us, trying to capture and hunt these northern lights.
Good.
And I believe it was like September 13th. They were like so bright.
Yes, that's like, what we got them. Fortunately, we had rented an Airbnb, and we were out on the southwest. And we were in this Airbnb, which was out in the middle of nowhere, and this thing was really ultra modern, beautiful, but we had just total darkness.
Yeah,
we were up late photographing.
Oh no, we were too. 2-3 a.m. It was cool for me. A lot of the guys that were on this trip were from Canada, so they were able to see them before. This was the brightest though they've ever seen it, but this was my first time seeing the light, so it was really cool to see.
Yeah, well, it should be on everybody's bucket list.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, after Iceland, what else?
Right now, that's what we have up for the pipeline of the year. Next year, we have some stuff in development for pre-production, but nothing concrete at the moment. Mm-hmm. But I'm always traveling around America for just various jobs and work, just through brand work and stuff like that.
Well, it's too bad we didn't run into each other in Iceland.
I know. That would have been great.
That would have been. So you have a website.
I do. It's brycepway.com. There is a lot of my work and portfolios on there, but I also make presets. A lot of people love, I guess, again, the colors that I do. So I've been, getting asked to make some presets. So that's on that site as well. You could find those if people are interested. I have drone LUTs as well. A lot of my stuff from LA is from drones, and I capture like a lot of iconic scenes, like Griffith Observatory, Santa Monica, just all downtown stuff. So I also made that for people.
Yeah, we do a lot of drone work as well. What do you use in DJI?
Yeah, I use DJI. So my main drone that I'd used my whole life has been like the Air 2S, which has been great. I love the the 1-inch sensor on it, and I was gonna wait to upgrade for the Air 3, which just came out.
The 3 just came out, right?
The 3 just came out, so that's gonna be the next one that I'm gonna grab.
I've gone the opposite direction. I've gone to the Mini.
The Mini.
Mainly
the Mini
because
4,
it's under 250 grams, and
Yes.
even though I went to Iceland, I went ahead and took the test to pass the test so I could fly the drone in Iceland. But I didn't need to because the drone was under 250 grams. So.
Exactly. I have the Mini 4 as well that I'll probably bring to Namibia just to avoid any complication with bigger drones.
Especially that the sand, I don't know whether the village or the town that's in the sand dunes.
The sand dunes, the town, yeah. I know there's a lot of wildlife there, so they have a lot of regulations against drones and
do they?
noise.
I figure.
Yeah,
Well,
so
when I first to Iceland, there was no restrictions. You could fly them anywhere. And this past September, when I was there were restrictions everywhere. So it's same all over.
I know it's been going everywhere. It's a nice drone though for like going out of the country. That's why I kind of grabbed it.
Now, do you do video primarily with that or stills?
It's a bit of both. Again, if I'm taking video, I'm going to get the photo as well. So it's kind of I do both on it.
Good.
What system do you guys mainly shoot on?
What system?
Sony camera or like Sony, Nikon, Canon.
Canon.
What are you guys on?
Canon.
You're Canon. Okay.
How about you? I got an R5 and Fred's R7.
2 R7s.
Okay. 2 R7s. Yeah, I'm Sony. I mainly shoot on the A1, which has been a powerhouse for a lot of the stuff I do.
Yeah, Sony's a
Sony makes some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. We one of the first that when Sony bought Minolta, we said, hey, Sony's going to be a major player in this. And, of course, they were the first really to move into mirrorless.
Yeah. They pretty much led the way on a lot of that. But they were making the sensors and a lot of the equipment that other brands were using.
Yeah.
So
exactly, yeah.
It made sense for them to jump right into it as well. So it's good. I like competition.
Yep. It's good for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
So
Sony was the first one I kind of started with, and I just stuck with it.
I guess that's the same to an extent with us.
Well, actually, I had an Olympus.
Yeah. We were shooting Olympus.
First digital camera was Olympus E10.
Yep.
2 megapixel.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we thought we were. Well, we were just coming out of the film situation, so that was an interesting transition.
The reason we went to Canon is I had a camera store, and I was an Olympus dealer, as well as Minolta, which of course was purchased by Sony. But I had all these Zuiko Olympus lenses. Well, as it turns out that when I went to Canon, the Canon, because of their back focus, you were able to get an adapter to use those Olympus lenses until I could start replacing them with Canon lenses. That's the reason why I'm shooting Canon instead of Nikon. And at that time, Sony, of course, wasn't really a player.
Not at that point.
It was Minolta at that point.
And see, I could borrow his lenses, and since they were Canon, I'd said, well, I'm going Canon because I was shooting Olympus, the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
We just pretty much stayed with that. I mean, not that I would not like to, and I've gotten a chance to play with some of the other brands and some nice stuff out there. And the mirrorless has really taken off a lot more. But it's funny because the DSLR is still kind of turning into a cottage industry to a certain extent. A lot of people are wanting to use those for, well, we know photographers that almost use them for, I won't say throwaways, but the guy that does the rocket launches.
Oh, yeah, Eric Kuna.
Yeah. He'll use up DSLR bodies because they're real close to the...
Right, so he's just like...
Well, he does NASA, SpaceX, and Blue Horizon. He does all
so
the
he kind
launches,
of... That for him is a less expensive choice to go with a certain...
No, that makes sense.
Type.
That makes sense for sure.
But, it's as creators, people are doing all kinds of interesting things out there with photography, and videography is a natural offshoot to that. So it's interesting. I got to ask, though, with AI, and how do we pronounce it? AI. With AI, that's going to change some things. Personally, we don't seem to mind them in software where it helps you with your post-production. Yeah. But how do you feel about it as something where people are turning to that? How's that going to affect you as a creator?
In the cameras.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, cameras, they've been incorporating in the newer cameras some AI features with the autofocus that they've been able to, target, birds, wildlife, human, subject, which I think that's cool. Like, that's great. If it speeds up the workflow, I don't mind that. In the post-production world, it's helped me at the moment. It speeds up a lot of the stuff I do. The new generative fill in Photoshop is great. It's cool. You can still tell it's like the quality doesn't match right.
Yep.
But it's cool. I'm curious in the future what it will get to the point of quality. I think that could be a little scary for certain people, but I don't think it'll take photographers' jobs because that's the creative aspect. You need the human behind that to tell a lot of stories, and especially filmmaking, videography. I don't think it could, that's more than one stills, right? That's
Yep.
If you're shooting 30 frames per second, 60. So it's hard to do that. But at the moment, it does speed up a lot of workflow, whether you're using, ChatGPT and trying to create pitches or stuff like that. I've been finding it very helpful.
Yep.
Okay.
And I will agree with that. In fact, the thing that kind of disturbs me is the AI-generated pictures. It's basically killed. I don't know if you've ever done stock photography, but it's essentially killed the stock photo business. I know my sales were in the...
Yeah, I think if companies start becoming content with that look is when it can be a problem. Because there is still some, it's a little soft on, certain aspects of the photo, a little bit blurry, but if they're good with that, that could obviously put a lot of us down. Even headshots, too. Some apps, do some AI that, it's pretty close. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I want to see it's the eye behind the camera and the person behind the PC. That's the important thing. AI,
exactly,
you said, it can speed up. It can help a great deal. I love some of the AI features, and as you said, the focusing is something that is really beneficial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Before we let you go here, unless Fred have you had any other additional questions, Fred?
No, I've been silent Bob on this one. So.
Okay. What does that make me? All right. Well, I would ask, have you got any philosophy that I don't know if you have conducted workshops or if you teach photography at all?
Yeah, so some people will meet up with me and want to kind of be interested in my day to day, but I have taken that concept and thought about doing workshops in the future and building something out. I know a lot of my friends and other fellow creators do that as well. I've been so busy on either personal projects or stuff like this out in Iceland or Namibia that I haven't had the chance to be able to put that together. But going forward in 2025, that's something I'm definitely developing and would like to get into. Bringing a larger group of people, maybe around keep it smaller, right? Keep it under 10.
Yeah.
But make it more intimate and be able to one-on-one work and teach. But that's something I definitely want to get into.
Yeah, I recommend keeping it 8 to 10 people max.
Yeah.
That helps a great deal. Mm-hmm. So, question we usually ask the photographers before we let them go: what if you had something that you want to relate to a new photographer, a mistake that maybe you see beginners make? What would that be?
A mistake that people make early on.
Yeah, a bit of advice you would give to a new photographer, a beginner.
Sure. So if they're getting into wanting to do a lot of brand work and just putting their stuff on social media, I see a lot of people really focusing on the algorithm and numbers and what comes after the post. That's the fulfillment that they're trying to seek out, which really it should be what you're creating the moment you take the photo, edit the photo, create as the art form should be the fulfillment. So I recommend to a lot of people, don't get caught up with the numbers and the people. Growing your platform will come if you just post naturally, post, forget, and just stay consistent that way rather than trying to hunt and try to not cheat the algorithm, but focus on that, try to give into it. But just stay consistent, post your work, learn as much as you can. YouTube is the biggest platform I feel like you can learn for free. And there's a lot of great people out there to teach.
Yep, including the Photobug podcast and our YouTube channel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't have a YouTube channel at the moment. Again, a lot of stuff is on Instagram, which is Bryce.way.
Right.
Okay. And... all right, Bryce, I don't think we mentioned the title of the book that you got coming out.
Yeah, it's Trope Los Angeles.
Trope Los Angeles. Okay, great.
Trope Los Angeles.
And again, we've got the link, and we're going to put down here. And as I understand, the book will also be available in all the major booksellers as well. It'll be good to get Amazon or... how many booksellers are there left besides Amazon?
Good question. There's plenty online.
Or you can buy it directly from Trope.
Exactly, yep.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
And looking forward to seeing the pictures that you're doing in Namibia.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Well, take care. Thank you so much.
Well, thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.
You too.
You too. Hi, if you enjoyed this video, please go down here, subscribe. There you are. Subscribe. Give us a comment. Even hit a like.
And if you want to be notified when we post new ones, hit the little bell down there too.
Yeah, ding ding.